Bill, I've been thinking about something you said in the last post, that by the time a job is 60 or 75 days past due, I've basically financed the whole thing. That hit a nerve.
It should. I see it all the time. Contractors front materials, eat labor costs, keep the job moving, then sit around waiting for someone else to release the funds.
That's half my jobs, especially the storm ones. We're waiting on insurance or the checks made out to the homeowner in their bank, and suddenly we're 45 days in with no cash.
Exactly. You're taking all the risk and burning your own capital. Meanwhile, the customer has the roof, the siding, the kitchen, and you're holding the bag.
I don't think of it as financing, though. I just think this is how the industry works.
That's part of the problem. The industry is used to slow pay, especially in insurance and remodeling. But just because it's common doesn't make it smart. If you're paying your vendors and your crew while waiting to get paid yourself, you're acting like a lender. And unlike a lender, you're not charging interest. You're just hoping the money shows up.
So when does that really become a problem?
When your cash flow gets tight and you're still tied up in work you haven't been paid for. That's when guys start robbing Peter to pay Paul, using a deposit from the next job to finish the last one. That's how good contractors get into bad financial spirals. And the worst part, you're fronting the job with your own money and you have the least leverage to enforce payment.
This feels like a storm contractor problem.
It's not. Remodelers run into it all the time. You demo half the kitchen, wait on decisions, change orders, or the next draw, and suddenly you've done 60% of the work but collected 30% of the money. Even commercial guys get burned when progress payments get tied up in owner approvals or project financing delays. If you're doing work you haven't been paid for yet, you're financing. Full stop.
All right, so how do I stop being the bank?
A few ways. First, structure your contract to match your cash flow. If the materials go in upfront, your payment schedule should reflect that. Don't wait until halfway through the job to get real money in. Second, enforce your payment terms. If the contract says payment is due on delivery or beginning of a phase, hold the line. And if payment stalls, act fast before you lose lien rights or momentum. Third, don't chase it yourself. If it gets to the point where you're stalling jobs or floating too much, hand it off to someone who can get results.
That's tough for small guys. We want to finish the work, keep the relationship, not rock the boat.
I get it. But here's the reality. If the customer isn't paying you, the relationship's already strained, and you're paying to keep it going. That's not a partnership. That's a handout.
So the real cost isn't just the unpaid invoice. It's the weeks of labor and materials I covered without a check.
Exactly. And the longer that drags out, the less likely you are to collect. That's why we push clients to act early. You're not being aggressive, you're protecting your cash and your company. When you're tired of financing your customers' projects and want to improve your cash flow, give Minnesota Construction Law Services a call.